Ladies and gentlemen, hailing from Cleveland, Ohio, I give you BVO.
Oh, we boxing? Yeah, we boxing. I need that belt like it ain't no other option. So we punching and weaving and blocking. Defeat ain't an option. Let them know, shoot a video, put it on BVO. Let them know, every time I punch, it's a heavy blow. BVO, bound to hit like bricks cause it was set in stone. Let them know, I ain't getting body, but I'ma hit this flow. Yeah, way more than a show, this is BVO.
On behalf of BVO Boxing TV, we would like to thank our sponsor, Raycon. Don't forget to grab your Raycon Everyday Earbuds, the perfect bass model for premium sound, with active noise cancellation to block out distractions and transparency mode to keep you aware of your surroundings. They're ideal for your everyday needs. Just visit rayconglobal.com. That's rayconglobal.com and elevate your listening experience.
Yo, what's up? It's your boy BVO Sports TV, man. I'm in the house with my favorite Puerto Rican, man, D Free, fresh out of DC, man. You from Southeast, right? Or you from North? Or you from Northwest?
Northwest.
I can't hear you. Did you say so, Free?
Northwest.
Hold on, one second. I can't hear you. Hold on, y'all. Give me 1 second.
Can y'all hear me in the chat? What's going on, Doug? What's going on, Mike Rum? All right, that's a bet, Doug. What's going on, Crush? Yeah, BVO having some technical difficulties. Waiting for him to get back up here. Oh, boy. All right. Yeah, I don't know what's been going on with BVO internet service as of late. We've been having a lot of issues. Okay, Doug. Okay. Hey, we got one more day. We almost at the weekend. You good, BBO?
Yeah, I'm good to go. My bad. Yo, what's going on? We in the house. It's your boy BVO Sports TV. I'm with my man Puerto Rican Free. We got my man Dub. Oh, my bad. I forgot. Not Dub. Varnell Hill. What's up, Varnell?
Shout out to my brother Sombrero in the building, man. One of the raggedest mics we've seen in years. I don't know what's going on with the man mic issue, but shout out to my brother Sombrero. Shout out to my brother B Free as well, man. Salute to y'all, man. And screw YouTube. We gotta say that real. Screw them. They just took down another one of my videos. They took my video down from last night.
Oh, man.
Oh, what happened last night?
Nothing.
I was up there. Everything was cool.
They talking about. They said we were promoting violence.
I don't know. YouTube is YouTube, man.
This shit
But
get ridiculous.
I'll say this, man. We gotta talk about this. Shout out to Turki Alalshikh getting caught in lies, man. I'm gonna give credit to Boxer Ego for dropping this information where we found out that Turki ruined the Netflix deal where Netflix was gonna pay for all the production for the Terrence Crawford versus Canelo Born Alvarez fight. So what do you think about Turki kind of, making a bad name in business? What would you guys say to that?
I think he wanted a reason to put it in rehab season because he wanted to put it in rehab because we know that it's is going to do well in Vegas. I mean, it's Canelo Alvarez fighting in Vegas. He always does well in Vegas. We have never seen Canelo do bad in Vegas. So for them not being able to put the fight in Vegas, I think it's just a excuse for Turkey to put it in Saudi Arabia because he wants to put that fight in Saudi Arabia. He wants to give his people the up close look at a big fight. So that's his excuse of putting it in Saudi Arabia.
So the fight gonna be in Saudi
Yeah,
Arabia now?
it looks like it. It looks like it. From Dana White kind of bought out a promotion and using one of the other guys from Saudi Arabia, because the king made it explicitly clear that if you're going to spend big money, it has to be in Saudi. So I don't know if Turkey has the money. We're talking about $350 million between two fighters who really, one is maybe worth a 50 million, the other guy is maybe worth a 10. So he's grossly overpaying for the fight. I mean, the fight is not worth near that kind of money. It's almost laughable to think you're going to give Terrence
Yeah,
Crawford $100 million for what? To lose it?
yeah. I mean,
What are you doing?
we already heard the prince said he wasn't giving out he wasn't okaying no money outside of his country. So anything that Turkey does outside of the country, it got to come out of his own money. So I mean, that's probably why he's trying to put it in Saudi Arabia because he don't have the funds to pay these guys for the amount of money that he agreed to pay these guys.
Oh, he got the
Yeah.
funds. He got the funds.
I don't know. I don't know if he do Dub because it just was a probe into his finances, and apparently whatever money he's been paying guys is coming from some type of hedge fund. It's not coming from the royal prince, because when you give money from overseas, they have to document it if it's a certain amount. So we're talking about hundreds of millions of dollars. Of course, you got to
But that's
document
how
that.
you do it though. But that's how you would do it anyways. Whether it was coming from overseas or not, wherever it's coming from, I'm not gonna pay it directly out of my pocket. I'm gonna either I'm gonna create a entity to as far as a hedge fund or something like that to pay for it, but I'm not gonna pay it straight out my pocket.
Yeah, it's kind of weird because from what I've read, the money that he's been or the hedge fund he's working, because I don't know if you guys remember, Terrence Crawford spoke about a hedge fund. What they did was they have a shell company out of Chicago,
Yep.
and I don't know the inner workings of it, but it looks like a lot of the money that Turkey has been using has been coming from that shell company in Chicago. So I
But
don't know.
that's how you would
Go
set
ahead.
it up. Though. That's good business. That's what rich folks do. You create a shell company that's in the area that you want it. You funnel the money through them, and then you allow them to be the main investors or whatever. Because then, like you said,
Yeah,
it ain't reported the same way. Like it's
yeah.
totally different business.
That
So
that part that
that's
part I
normal.
get. But even when you have a hedge fund, that's what most billionaires use to make what you would call volatile investments that's not guaranteed. Where you can kind of play with the money. But I don't think people want to lose their money doing that. I just don't think they would want to lose their money. But it looks bad. It looks bad. However it's going, but I just think whatever Turkey's doing, it's just not good for boxing. I mean, we see him trying to buy people. I don't know if that's going to work. I just don't know if that works, if he can buy people. But that's kind of seemed like what he wants to do. Is kind of buy people. I don't know. I really don't know what he can do at this point. But it looks like, I don't know if you guys see, he did like a partnership with GTD, the brand, and he's furnished Calvin Ford gym with all new bags, all this stuff, right? I think this is him trying to court
Nah,
Tank Davis.
it wasn't GTD. It was Box something. It's another company
The
that
GT, I seen
Calvin
I
Ford
just
deals
seen the
with.
stuff with all the GTD logos on it. I didn't know if that was GTD then. I'm not
Yeah,
sure
no, no,
because
no. Tank Davis, um, is the CEO and owner. Well, he's not the CEO, but he's the founder of GTD. That's his promotion company. So it was something that it's Box something. I forgot the name of it, but it's
hmm
another company that Calvin Ford deals with, far as the youth, and Turkey has funded or gave away a lot of gloves and things like that to
So
that company.
so Calvin Ford the one out of order?
Um, right now, from the report, it's not a big deal because it's not directly like dealing with Calvin Ford. It's more so for the youth program. But Calvin Ford is a part of that youth program.
But Calvin Ford was the one who made the deal. Well,
It's not. It's
reportedly,
not.
I
It's
don't
not.
know. I don't.
No,
Yeah,
it's not. It's not
Calvin was the
Calvin
guy that
Ford.
kind of made the deal from what I've seen.
Yeah, but it wasn't. It was. Damn, what is the name of that company? But it's a
Well,
company
I understand.
that's
I understand it's
sponsored.
a company. I understand it's a company, but Calvin Ford, he was the one who was doing the negotiations.
He deals with that company, but they did it for that company. They didn't do it directly for Calvin Ford. They did it for that company, and Calvin Ford deals with that company. So it's not like directly Calvin Ford.
No,
It's
no, I'm
more
not
so
saying
the
that.
company that.
I'm not saying it's directly Calvin Ford. What I'm saying is like you said, he deal with the company and is bringing benefit to his gym, right?
Yeah, it's going to benefit his gym. Yeah, because
So,
it's not like
that's what I'm
that
saying.
gym is through.
No, I'm
Yeah,
not
that
talking about.
that gym is.
All I'm saying is that at the end of the day, regardless of who is through or whoever whoever that company is, that company was paid by Turkey to fund gloves and bags and whatever to Calvin Ford
Yeah,
Gym, right? Yeah. So
yeah, but that
I'm not saying it's
that gym is
directly him.
through the.
I'm not saying that.
Yeah, that gym is through the public recreation. So yeah, Calvin Ford is the head of that gym, but it's sponsored by the public recreation. It's like the city's gym, but Calvin Ford is the head coach in there. He's the one that started the gym up, but it's owned by the city. So it's his
So,
gym, but it's owned by the city, by public and recreation.
but we wouldn't be out of order saying that this is a situation where Turkey is trying to quote unquote, like I think BBL said, court a Tank Davis in this situation. Would we be wrong saying that?
Yeah, it's kind of weird because I don't understand what's going on. Why Calvin Ford is even involved? Because if you notice, it seemed like Tank has kind of distanced himself from Calvin lately. So I don't know, but
No, see, because the whole thing is like when that whole thing went down, Calvin Ford is in Florida with Tank Davis. He's in Florida right now with Tank Davis. So that whole thing went down this week, but Calvin Ford is in Florida with Tank Davis. So that's why I said it's not directly with Calvin Ford, because he's not there. That was something that went down by a company that he deals with. Because Calvin Ford, he's in Florida with Tank Davis right now, while Tank Davis is training.
okay, okay. Either way it goes, I just think like when you hear about Turkey, I guess from what Box Ego was kind of explaining was that Turkey didn't like that they had a woman inside the room when he was trying to negotiate. Salute to my brother Marky Dan. I see you in here. So I don't know. I know the guys in Saudi Arabia move a little bit different because they had something kind of weird to me. They had ring boys, and I almost lost my dinner watching that. You know what I mean? So I don't know what they do over there. They got a lot of kind of weird traditions with the hand holding, your ring boys. I mean, that kind of stuff kind
No,
of hurts my
it's it's
stomach to
it's
even hear that.
it's because of how they look at women. They're Muslim, and with that culture, women are not supposed to reveal their body except for to their husband. So like I was talking about this earlier. I mean, yesterday I was talking about it. When you deal with the Muslim culture, a woman is supposed to keep their body revealed. That's why they wear the outfits that they wear. They're not supposed to reveal their face or their body except for to their husband. So being a ring girl, that's going against their culture. So that's why he deals with the guys and not the women, because he don't want to have those women revealing. So you go back and look at all those fights that he deals with in Saudi Arabia and some of them that he deals with in America, they have guys. They don't have women because it goes against their culture. So I
And I
don't
don't.
I don't I don't knock him for that, because that's his religion, and he's holding true to his religion. So I don't really knock him for that. It's just different from what we used to seeing because it's not our religion. We traditionally are used to seeing ring girls, but when you have a religion
Which
and you
part of
practice
his
your
religion,
religion,
free?
huh?
Hold
You
on,
talking about for the ring girls, or you talking about for when you talking about having women in the room when it come to when you talking about
No,
having
I'm
educated women in the room?
talking about the ring girls. Talking about the ring girls.
Okay. Well, I got a different point on that, but go ahead.
but real
Yeah, so
quick, the thing is in their culture they would probably call, even if they would have say they would have bring women over there who weren't a part of the Muslim religion, you know what I'm saying, Islam, but it'll still be quote unquote haram. You know what I'm saying? For you to have those individuals in the ring. So I understand it. Now, hey, I'm with BBO. I ain't gonna say I almost lost my money, but we I can't remember what fight it was. For I believe me and you, we was looking at the pro box girls in that fight instead of anything else. So
I'm not. I mean, like I said, I'm not mad at it, and I understand what both of y'all saying because we are traditionally used to seeing women as call girls. So when we see the guys up there holding, we're like, damn, where the women at? Why we got men in here? So I mean, because we traditionally used to seeing. So
but but but
if we was brought up seeing men's holding the cards, we wouldn't think anything different about it. It's just
but
because we used to seeing women.
the thing is men
But I
typically
don't know about
speaking.
that free because
Hold
it's
on,
like
real quick, Marky. Men typically are the consumers of boxing, right? So we already looking at Negroes with their shirts off. You know what I'm saying? So hey, you got to cater to the men because that typically, I ain't saying that's always the case because we have great females in the community, but typically it's Negroes. It's us. It's us. So you
No,
cater to your audience.
I
I'm
mean
not saying that's what
that's
they're gonna do.
that's
I'm not saying that's what they're gonna do. I'm not saying that.
yeah. I mean, some people just won't. They won't jeopardize their religion for the dollar. So if that's their religion, they like, no, we're not going against our religion just because
And I respect that. I
y'all
respect
y'all
that.
traditionally want to y'all traditionally want to see it that way. Because if to them it feels like if we show off women, we're going against our religion. That's how
It's
they feel.
wrong.
So that's why I said I can't knock them for that because that's their religion. I'm not going to
Yep.
knock anybody for following their religion.
No, I don't disagree. Go ahead,
I
Marky.
mean, they used to. What the Saudis they do? I know they do this for F1. They have the grid girls. They have them dressed up like flight attendants. They have like skirts going past their knees. They have them in button up shorts, and then they have them wearing like face mask with like a flight attendant cap. So they don't have a problem with bringing their women out. And even with the door they covered up, you could tell those are some beautiful women and they have some athletic figures. But even when they covered up, they just still bring the women out for different sports events to put them on display. But I don't know, Turkey, he just on a different type of timing, I guess. But he's not the
Yeah, I
but
mean,
these aren't the only groups Islams I've seen take that stance. You've seen Habib Nurmagomedov, the great UFC champion. He said it for years that he didn't want no women card girls at his fights, and he made that clear to
yeah,
the UFC.
yeah. Like I said, that's their religion. They believe strongly in their religion. When you have people that follow their religion wholeheartedly, they're gonna hold true to those values. So you have some people they say they practice that religion, but they don't hold true to the values. So they let certain things
Yeah.
slide because they're not following that religion wholeheartedly. But when you follow your religion wholeheartedly, you not let nothing go against your religion.
No,
I would
absolutely.
agree with that. But let me ask you guys this: what do you guys think about Turkey having a hard time understanding that women are going to be in the room when he's doing business?
I
I mean,
mean, he's the money. I mean, that's a
I'm,
problem that if you want money from his pocket, y'all gonna have to get us thing right. Because if he don't want a woman in the room when he's talking about handing out money, then I mean, it's on
Well,
y'all. Whether y'all want to support the woman on the team or whether y'all gonna go with the money. That's on y'all. But I mean, if I was in the position, I mean, unless she's a lawyer or she's somebody who looks at contracts, I mean, respectfully, we try and get this money, just wait till say the room. Like I know somebody might say, "Oh, you being a sellout or whatever," but I mean, we there in business to make money, respectfully, and you gonna get a piece of this. Ain't to say we cutting you out. The man just don't want you in the room because he's a funny dude. That's just the way he is. He's a funny dude from a funny place that don't like women to be educated. They don't like women to come outside. Hey, but he got money, so come on, let's get on the train.
Yeah, I mean,
That's what I would say.
it all depends on what position is the woman. Is the woman a manager or like Market Dan said, a lawyer, somebody that's going to deal with the contract? If that's somebody that's handling your business, you gotta say, well, look, this is the person that handle my business. You don't want to deal with it, and I guess we're not doing no business. But he can do that to a certain extent. But when you get to that level where they got women that handle their business, you're gonna have to deal with the women. If you're not gonna deal with the women, then you're not gonna do business with that individual because that's the one that handles their business. Like if it was me and I was a fighter and he wants to do business with me, but I have a woman manager and a woman lawyer that sees over my contracts and all of my business, you're gonna have to talk to them because I don't deal with that. That's what they deal with. That's why I hired them. They deal with that. If you don't want to talk to them, then I guess we won't be doing business together.
I can respect that. I just think when you ask them for their money, you should have a little more respect. What you guys think?
And listen, what I'm trying to tell you, I understand what Free's saying. I understand what Marky's saying. My thing is, look, if this man cutting the check, kind of like what Marky said, if he cutting the check and he's saying I ain't dealing with this, and whether I agree with it or not. Now, if you're gonna stand on it like that and say, you know what, we're gonna stop this business from happening because of the way because of his culture, okay, you stand on your principle the same way he's gonna stand on his. But my thing is for what we're talking about right now, hey, we can the money that we gonna get, we can bring some more lawyers in here. If they need to be met, all right, bring this brother right here. Let this brother come in and negotiate accordingly. Brief him on whatever need to be done if this is his stance. If we're gonna do business, but
Yeah, I mean, no,
if you're gonna stand on yours and say, you know what, you standing on yours as far as.
But you got to remember, he's asking Netflix for their money. That's the thing I'm saying.
All I'm saying is one or two things. If you're gonna say I'm gonna stand on my principles, like you're gonna stand on yours, or we're gonna do this business, and it says you coming with the heavy hand. Hey, we're gonna do it accordingly. Those are the two options.
No, I agree with both of y'all saying. If I'm asking for his money, then I gotta follow by his agreement. I mean, what he wants to do, how he wants to do things. I'm asking for his money. It's almost like when your child asks, "Can you go outside? Can they go outside?" Yeah, you can go outside after you go clean your room and you do your homework. If you don't clean your room and do your homework, you're not going outside. So when I ask for something, yeah, I gotta follow what your rules are. Now, if we just coming together and we trying to do business together, I'm not asking for nothing from you. You're not asking for nothing from me. We just coming together, then we got to do business equally. This is how I do my business. This is how you do your business. But we coming together. I'm not asking you for your money. We're coming together as business partners or whatever have you. But if I'm asking for your money, then yeah, I got to do business the way you want to do
it. I agree 100%. And the thing is, and once again, it comes down to who has the upper hand in the negotiations. You understand? If we do a bit and you want to say, okay, I want this fight like this, all right, cool. Now you need my services, but you're gonna pay me for my services. We can have that conversation. And if you're gonna, if you feel like you can walk out and say, you know what, because the way you did this, I don't want your services. It's gonna hurt my bottom line, but at the same time, I did stand on my principles. That's what it comes down to. You either stand on yours or you don't. You do business or you don't. And if this is how this man, he done made it very clear. He don't feel comfortable. We ain't talking about what the individual who he negotiating with, what they feel comfortable with. We talking about what he said. Why? Because he got the deeper pockets.
The thing that's so crazy is it's kind of ruining the plan because the plan was to have TKO distributed through Netflix. So he wanted to do that to kind of get away from the zone. And what I'm saying is he kind of went into a meeting asking for their money, trying to tell them how to do business. And I'm saying, I don't know what he's doing. It's not going to work that way. But I
Hold on,
guess,
wait a second. You saying Turkey went to Netflix to try and work out a distributing deal with for TKO
TKO.
boxing, and
Yes,
he and they had a woman representative in the room, and he had an issue.
yes,
So he
That's
was
something
going to ask.
that's being reported.
yeah. That's what it's being reported that he went to get. Basically, they were going to give him a 5 year, couple $100 million deal, right, to do TKO. What he did was he didn't like the whoever the lady was representing Netflix, so he kind of poo-pooed and blew that meeting up. Now Netflix wants nothing to do with him. So Dana White has backed out of being a promoter at TKO now. He's not looking to do TKO with Turkey no more because of how he messed up that bridge or whatever. So I
But
don't
but
know.
but they
Go
go right into what
That's
we were
not.
saying. They go right into
I
what
have an extreme. Yeah, I have an extreme time. I have an extremely hard time believing. Well, I didn't think Dana White would be involved in the direct running at TKO to begin with, but Dana White is going to be involved in some way because he's a part of TKO investment holding groups, and they are going to be involved in the running of this company. But I don't think he was going to be involved in the day to day to begin with, because he got his own thing with UFC. Like
but
that
but
shit is off for running and doing what he's doing.
but this is the problem. So first things first. Even now, so now we're saying that Turkey was going to ask for Netflix money, right?
Yep.
Okay, so this is the problem with even that piece of it. First things first, it still stands on what we said from the beginning. If you're going to stand on yours, you're not. And in this situation, Turkey said, well, damn that. Forget that deal. You know what I'm saying? If
Right.
this white got to negotiate with, that's him standing on his. My problem is, well, don't go. Let Dana White go and do the negotiations. Let him go do it. Y'all
Yeah,
supposed to be in
facts.
partnership. So
Yeah.
let him go and do it. You ain't gotta kill the deal because of and once again in this situation, you wouldn't be doing the negotiations. You're going to be using a third party as far as Dana White goes to do the negotiations for you. So if you
Yeah.
screwed it up like that, then you out of order. But you standing on yours. Hey, some money don't mean everything to people,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Real quick,
especially when your pocket
Marky Dan,
Oh
when your
yeah.
you
pocket
not
when your pocket's
you.
deep enough. My apologies, sir.
Yeah, no, Marky Dan, you're not actually 100% correct with that because it's a partnership with Dana White, and Dana White is going to be running TKO. It's just Turkey is the money man behind TKO, but Dana White is actually going to be running it. So it was a promotional company that they was putting together to they would put together as a joint partnership, and Dana White was going to be the promotional portion of TKO. He was going to run it. He was going to be the one going out getting all the fighters and putting the fights together. And
Yeah.
Turkey was just the one that has the money to fund TKO. But like Dub said, if Dana White is the one that's going to be running it, I understand he's the money man. He wants to hear what's going on. But if you got him
Hmm.
as your partner, you should trust him as your partner to make sure everything goes down correctly. And then you can go back and read over everything after it's over and say, hey, no, I don't agree with this. I don't agree with that. Let's change this. Let's change that. And go back. And Dana White can go back and say, hey, look, he wants to change this. He wants to change that. Dana White can handle that. That's what you have them
Right.
there for. Because you messing up Netflix. You don't have a TV deal. You don't have a TV deal because you're dealing with the zone because of Eddie Hearn and Golden Boy. Outside of that,
Yeah.
you don't have an actual TV deal. So you was trying to get that TV deal with Netflix so you can promote. I mean, so you can show your TKO series. But outside of that, you don't have a TV deal. So I mean, and that was the rumors that was coming out that he was having problems. Well, another rumor that was coming out was he was having problems signing fighters to TKO.
Right.
He was having problems with
Yeah.
getting guys to sign to TKO. So it doesn't look like that's going to really kick off the way they thought it was.
And it's not because I just think Turkey don't know the business, and it's kind of like being how it is with Live Golf, where Live Golf and the PGA actually merged. I just don't think he knows what he's doing, and I think unfortunately, time after time, we get reminded that Turkey's a novice. I mean, you can't throw money at a problem. You got to actually know how to fix it. It's just that's
Yeah,
just kind of
that's
how
why.
that goes. You can't throw money at it.
Yeah, I
Hey,
mean,
listen, if I'm Saudi Arabia, never mind. Me and Mark are gonna get into this tomorrow, so I ain't even gonna say what I'm gonna say. We're gonna
and
get
see,
into this.
and
Yes,
my
sir. Yes,
whole
sir.
thing was I didn't think that it was going to be a smooth sell because of the simple fact you have nobody that deals with the sport of boxing that know how to run the sport of boxing. So you got Dana White. Dana White is not in the sport of boxing. Dana White is in UFC. He don't know how to run things for boxing. Now he can come over his own rules. That was one of the reasons why they
Hey,
was trying to get rid of the
BVO,
Muhammad
either
Ali.
you got some background. My bad. You got
Yeah,
bad
that
lag.
that was one of the reasons why they was trying to get rid of the whole Muhammad Ali Act, so Dana White can do what he did with the UFC. He can do that in boxing, but he can't. They not that takes an act of Congress for them to get rid of the Muhammad Ali Act, and 9 times out of 10 they're not going to be able to get rid of it because now you get rid of the Muhammad Ali Act, you got all these promoters. Now these promoters can be managers over these fighters as well as promoters. That was the reason why they created the Muhammad Ali Act, so these promoters can't be promoters and managers.
But the easy way to get around that, free, respectfully, Turkey, I'm gonna do it like Al does it. Turkey, I'm gonna be the quote unquote manager, that individual, and then like PBC used Tom Brown, I'm gonna use Dana White as the actual promoter. You know what I'm saying? You can get
Yeah,
around
I
it.
mean, you can get around it to a certain extent, but as a manager and promoter, you're not. I mean, like Tom Brown is his own company. He has a promotional company, so they have to pay Tom Brown. With Dana White, Dana White. I mean, yeah, you can use him as a promoter, but I mean, if you use him as a promoter, he's not really a partner. He's a promoter. So I mean, it all depends
Tom
on how you
Brown
do
a
it. But
partner.
like I said,
Tom Brown a partner. He a partner with the
no, he's
PBC.
not. He's not a partner.
What?
He's
Okay,
what they call him. He's he's a contractor. He's a
but
contractor. He's
when I say
contracted
a
by
partner,
people.
when I say a partner, I'm not saying he's a partner in the PBC. I'm saying he's partnering with the PBC, right?
Yeah,
And
no, he. I mean,
that'll be the
but what I'm
same
talking about,
thing
like
that Turkey and Dana would be doing.
with Dana White is Dana White is a partner. It's almost like it's like Jake Paul and Amanda Serrano. They're partners. They're partner of the MVP. They're partners of that. And
But
that's what Dana White was going to be with Turkey and the TKO. He was going to be a partner that runs the TKO.
and so
Turkey was going to
all
be the
you do
money
is,
man.
but all you do, free, is
Huh?
let all you do is you let Dana White be you let him have TKO promotions. Let Turkey say, okay, if you want to fight and you want to make this money, you come sign with me as your manager, and then it's gonna be promoted by TKO promotions. You do the same
But
thing.
but that
The business plan is
that's
already there.
But that's the thing. The people knew what it was about. That's why they having problems with signing fighters because
Okay.
they trying to get they having problems because people already know what it's about. They're like, nah, we're not dealing with that. We're not dealing with that. I mean, like I said, they having problems signing fighters. Even in these new guys that's coming out of the amateurs going into the pros, they're not getting a lot of those guys signing with TKO. A lot of those guys is going to top rank, the zone. I mean, Matchroom and Golden Boy or PBC. They going to the actual boxing industry. They're not going to TKO. They're like, hold up,
But but
nah,
the problem with that,
we
free.
wanna be a pro boxer.
But the problem with that, free, and the easiest way to handle it is say, okay, you go sign over there, then we're not gonna promote you over here. We're not gonna pay you like that. So whatever they can put on for you and you can get paid, you know what I'm saying? Then you go do that. But if you really want to make some bread, then come sign with us. That like
No,
you.
but see,
That's how I
but
would
see
run it.
the thing is that's not how they was going to do it. They had a structure. They had
Right.
levels that you would get, and when you got to the top level, you was only making $750,000 at the top level.
Man, fighters
Amateur
don't.
coming out.
Brian, man, fighters don't make that now. Fighters don't make
No,
750,000 a fight.
what I'm saying, no, they don't make 150,000 a
Thank you.
fight. But we're talking about the top level. We're talking about guys that's like a Tank Davis or a Canelo Alvarez. When you get to that level, you're
No,
making millions
that's
of
not
dollars
true.
for fights. No,
That ain't true.
listen,
And
listen
the
what I'm
reason
saying.
it ain't
Listen
true,
what I'm saying, Dub. Listen what I'm saying. This is what his structure was. It wasn't nobody because they were starting this from scratch. They wasn't bringing in a Canelo Alvarez or a Tank Davis. They were starting this from scratch. They saying these are the levels. When you get to the top level, this is what your max is. Your max is $750,000. It
no,
wasn't nothing above that.
but they also said if you go read and go look at it, they also said if you have a title right here, if you're fighting this type of competition, these are the incentives for you to get paid more. They gave the incentives, so even though it really what they were saying is if you're a top guy without a belt, you'll get 750, right? But at the same time, if you go and you do these type of things right here, these are the incentives for you to get paid more than that. And we see it now, even how see Canelo Alvarez. We all understand that Canelo Alvarez, Tank Davis, they not gonna sit there and accept 750,000. We know that, and if we know that, Turkey know that. So it's
No,
incentives. It's incentives to just that top level. There is a pay scale that they put out, but that pay scale isn't for the upper echelon guys. It's not
no,
that's not for.
you acting like they was gonna have an up echelon guy. What guy was they gonna sign over there?
I don't.
Nobody signing. Nobody
I,
signing the TKO because they
you,
have they
but
having
you
their
moving,
own
but you
they
moving the
have
goalposts.
they having their own and they having their own league. This is not the actual pro boxing league. This is
I
their
didn't say,
own league. They
but
creating something
you're
brand
moving the
new.
goalposts though. You're moving
So
the goalposts. The only reason I say you're moving the goalposts is
no,
because
no,
hold on. Let me tell you why.
no,
Let me tell you
you're
why.
not listening.
Okay.
Let me finish. Let me finish because you cut me off. Let me finish. They creating their own league. You saying if you get to a certain level, you can go fight over here and get more money. That's not true because Dana White already said, I'm not dealing with none of
This
these
is a sick
promoters over here.
Negro.
Promoters. So there is no you go over there and fight these guys and get more money because Dana White already said we're not dealing with them. We're not dealing with none of them. Once we start this TKO league, it's the TKO league, and that's it. We're not dealing with none of those guys.
What I'm trying to tell you is that we've already seen them deal with these top guys. We see them dealing with them now. When we have Canelo and Bud, we see Turkey dealing with the top guys. And what I'm trying to tell you is yes, if you come sign over here, there is a certain pay scale. This is for unproven, young, up and coming fighters because the guys that's at the top of their game, the guys at the top of the sport, they already are getting paid. Devin got 5 million to fight Jose Ramirez, 5.5, I believe. Rolly Romero got 5 million to fight Ryan Garcia. So what's going on is what he's saying, what he is doing is saying, okay, if you come over here as a young prospect, this is how we're gonna build you. This is gonna be your pay scale. When you get a title, when you become that big name, when you become a pay-per-view star, any of those things, and we're gonna put you into a fight. So we're trying to build you that way, right? We're trying to build you that way because, and the only way you end up getting there is by being in tough fights. Then you're gonna have those incentives in your contract to say, okay, now, yeah, 750 is the top for these guys, but now you have built your name to a certain level, and we're gonna pay you 5. We're gonna pay you 7. We're gonna pay you 10 if your name is big enough. We talking about right now Canelo Alvarez and Bud Crawford splitting, not necessarily splitting down the middle. I ain't saying 50-50, I ain't saying that, but splitting damn near what, $350 million. That's what we're talking about. So it is a certain level for these guys, but the overall pay scale, once you get past that piece of it and become a big name, will pay you accordingly. That's what I was seeing from it. Maybe I'm wrong. I
No,
might be out of.
no, I mean, like you saying because he's dealing with these guys right now. He's only dealing with these guys right now because he already have obligations to these guys. He already made obligations to Golden Boy and Matchroom and Queensbury. So he told y'all, I got 18 months. After 18 months, I'm starting my TKO league. So that means after 18 months, he's not dealing with those guys anymore. He already said it. After 18 months, I'm done. I'm doing my TKO league. So that was he's dealing with those guys because that was his obligation to Eddie Hearn and Oscar and Queensbury. But after that, he's only focusing on TKO. If like I said, he's having problems getting people to sign to TKO. Right now, he doesn't have anybody signed to TKO. Nobody is signed to TKO right now. So if you had 18 months and you're trying to start this TKO, you need to be getting these guys lined up to sign the TKO. Right now, none of these guys are signing the TKO. None of them. The guys
And
that
one
he's
thing, and
dealing
one
with.
thing, and one thing I do want to give some information on. This information comes from Canelo Alvarez's direct website. He has made it clear him and his team have no affiliation with disgraced former unified champion Teofimo Lopez. I do want to put that out there. Canelo made it his business to get it out to all the reporters that he has no dealings, him or Eddie Reynoso or Team Canelo have no affiliation with team with Teofimo Lopez. So I want to give Canelo his credit for that. So that's all I had to go ahead. I want to drop that little nugget
Hey,
out.
it wouldn't be the first racist they
You,
disavowed.
you,
Good for him.
you had to throw that in there. You had
How
to
did,
throw
how
that
did we
in.
get? We went from Turkey to what did
Well,
we just do? Hey
I
man,
gotta put the news out there, man. Canelo wants to make it clear he's not racist.
let's give
No,
Canelo credit. I
I
want I want
thought
to
I
go ahead
thought
and
I
give.
thought I thought
Can I
he
hold
was
on?
saying that
Damn.
Canelo posted the information about the Turkey Netflix deal on his website. That's why I thought he was talking about.
No,
I
no,
didn't
he
know he was
no.
going back to deal.
Well, see, this is the thing. People don't notice, but Canelo has, I think, 4 more fights, and he's going to launch Canelo Promotions. So Tio was going to be his first fight. He was going to buy Tio out of his contract with Top Rank, but when he turned out to be racist, he'd say, you know what, I'm
He
moving on.
turned out.
Say it again.
Hey,
I
I
said when
think
it
I think
turned out the
I
man
think
been
it.
racist.
shout out to Canelo Alvarez, man, because
Yeah,
and we talked about this the other night. A lot of these boxers ain't standing up. At least he's standing on 10 and saying, no, we're not going to do business with this guy if he's going to be talking like that, if he's going to be acting like that. Shout out to Canelo
yeah,
Alvarez.
yeah. I think Canelo got 3 more fights now because that Williams Skull was part of that deal. So I think he has 3 more fights, and then the Bud Crawford. So after Bud Crawford would be 2 more fights left. So he got so
Yeah,
roughly,
the rumor is his last
truthfully
fight is going to be
speaking,
Benavidez. That's the rumor that he's working with David
huh?
Benavidez because the rumor is because David Benavidez wants to get the Zordo winner at cruiserweight. From what I'm hearing, he's gonna go all the way up to cruiserweight, and then he's gonna try to meet Canelo again at 168 for Canelo's finale.
Why would he? Why
You
would he
said, hold
move
on,
up
you
to
said David
cruiserweight then?
Benavidez?
Well,
Yeah,
basically,
yeah, that's what he said.
David Benavidez can't get the fight that he want at lightweight because the belts are kind of tied up. So he got a belt, he really can't do nothing with it. So he wants to get the Zordo winner up at cruiserweight,
And he
and he
need
wants to come back down to 168 after he does that.
he should fight Callum
Why?
Smith. That's who he should fight,
Why?
Callum Smith.
Yeah. Why would he go up the cruiserweight and fight Zordo? You might as well just
Zotto.
stay at light heavyweight and fight those guys at light heavyweight. You got 2 more fights. If everything is true, Canelo Alvarez, the last fight with that deal that he has with Turkey is with David Benavidez. Then you got the Bud Crawford fight, and then you got 1 more fight, and then it's you next. If everything is true, what's the point
Mhm.
of going up to cruiserweight, putting more weight on, and then you got to lose all that weight to come back down to 68? Stay at light heavyweight,
Can
and
I?
then you just lose that weight from light heavyweight down to 68.
Can I say
That don't
this?
make no
I just
sense.
gotta say this. I gotta ask this question. And I'm giving three names right now, right? Because since we're talking about him moving up to light heavyweight, to cruiserweight to fight Zerto, in y'all opinion, what's the better fight? Him versus Zerto, him versus Anthony Yarde, him versus Callum Smith. What's the better fight for David Benavidez in y'all opinion?
Anthony Yarde and Caleb Smith.
I would
Both of
go up.
those guys
I would go
over.
up and get
Both of
the
those guys over
unified champion.
Zotto.
I would go up there and get that unified championship with Zerto if it was me.
The better fight is Anthony Yarde and Caleb Smith over Zotto. We saw what Zotto looked like against a actual opponent. He looks like hot trash
What
Bivol,
was
against
the
an
Bivol
fight?
actual
putting
opponent.
What
Bivol
was the
putting
fight
hands
to
on that
choose
man.
from, nigga?
Callum Smith, Anthony Yarde, and Zerto.
Callum Smith
Hold on.
relinquished his number one status. That's what I'm saying. You can only bring him up.
Who was the last one?
My bad. Go ahead, Doug.
Callum Smith,
Mm-hmm.
Anthony Yarde, and Zerto Ramirez. Zerto Ramirez, the Callum Smith Anthony Yarde fight
Oh, okay.
happening at 75. The Zerto Ramirez fight happening at cruiserweight.
Which
I don't
guy I
know.
would prefer to
Caleb
see him
Smith has
move up
already
and
ran
fight? I
from him,
mean,
Doug.
shit. I mean, go. I mean, I guess I'd prefer to see him go to cruiserweight. If you ask me what I'd prefer to see,
So
Yeah.
so what y'all telling me? Y'all want to see the man go to cruiserweight and then come back down to 68?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't really care for any of these fights, Dub. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't care for any of these people you just named.
Well,
To tell you the truth, Doug, they all trash
I'm gonna
fights.
I'm
They
gonna tell
all
you this.
trash
I'm gonna tell
fights.
you this.
hold on.
I'm
I'm
gonna tell you
only
this.
giving you the options out there. What you want
No,
me to
I'm
do?
gonna tell you
If
this.
And
Canelo
nothing you
stopped,
can do.
if Canelo stopped ducking, then it would have been the
No,
Canelo fight.
I don't disagree
I'm gonna
with
tell
you.
you this. I'm gonna tell you this. I am so glad neither one of y'all have a fighter in the sport of boxing because y'all fighter will be getting tore up by all these weight jumps and drops and all. No, you can't
Do
do
you
this
hear
with these
this?
guys. No,
Do you hear this?
you cannot do this. Y'all,
Free. We
Hey,
talking about
hey,
only
hey,
no,
going up
I'm
to
glad y'all don't
190.
have no fighters in the sport of boxing.
Hey,
No,
go up to
y'all
190 and
gotta
then come back
understand this.
down
No,
to
y'all
hold on.
cannot
Hey,
play. Y'all cannot play with the weight. Y'all can't play with that
free,
weight.
go up to 190 and come back down to 168. Tell me that makes
No,
sense.
He probably
that
walk
don't make
around at
sense.
190, don't he?
They used to do it in the tens, Dub. They used to do it in the tens and the
No, you
20s.
you talking about a guy walking around at 190 and a guy fighting at 190. There's a total difference. Because you
There is
walk
free.
around does not mean that does not mean you in fighting shape because you walk around at 190. Gary Russell walks around at 150, but he ain't in fighting shape walking around at 150. He's in fighting shape when he's at 126. That's when he's in fighting shape. You're not that's because you walk around at 190. All these guys walk around bigger than their weight class, but that does not mean they're in fighting shape. You put on that weight, you're not going to be in fighting shape by putting on that weight. So I
I get
know
what
if
you're
you got a
saying.
guy that's going up and then you want to come back down, then go up and then go up some more and then come all the way back down. No, come on, man.
But
That's
you
how
can be
Roy
a three
Jones got
division
knocked out.
champion.
Thank you.
That's how
Say it
Roy
one more
Jones got
time, free.
knocked out.
But
Hey,
free, you can be a three division champion if you do that.
No,
man,
it doesn't matter what it's now. If he's going up to cruiserweight and stand at cruiserweight, then cool. But
that's
to
one thing.
go up to light heavyweight, had two fights at light heavyweight, and then go up to cruiserweight and then drop all the way back down to 68. Come on, man, you asking for this man to get beat up.
Hey,
You asking for him to get beat up.
and free when you say it that way,
Free funny, man.
I believe that's exactly what BBO want. I think BBO want
Exactly.
that man to do this nonsense and then come back and get knocked out by Canelo.
That's what I want.
I see.
That's what I want. I want him to get knocked out. So y'all can shut up about this, man. But the thing I will say though, Dub and Free,
BBO don't want a fair fight. He want a fight where he has the advantage. When you got a fair fight to show you that you're better, he don't care about that. He rather have the advantage and have an easy fight. No, I want to show I'm better than you. I want you to be at 100%. I'm at 100%, and we fight. And let's see who's better. BBO say, no, I want you at 50%, and I'm at 100%, and then we can have a fight. That's what BBO wants.
he big as hell, Free. I don't know what you seen. David is huge, man. David is huge.
David is not huge. I stood right beside the man.
He bigger than Canelo by about 6 inches, man.
No, he's taller. He's taller. Everybody's taller than Canelo. He ain't number 5'8". Everybody's taller than Canelo. But David Benavidez is not huge. I stood right beside him. He's not huge. He's
about
an
6'2",
average
right?
size. He's an average size for a 6'1" guy. He's an
Hold
average.
on, man. Hold on, man. BBO, when you started your protection, the BBO protection. Excuse me. Let me rephrase that. The Sombrero Protection Agency in full effect right now.
Hold on, Barnell. How am I protecting Canelo? I said we want the David Benavidez fight, and they say he's gonna take it last.
No, you literally just said when Free brought up the point how Roy Jones got knocked out by moving up and then trying to come back down. When Free brought that point up, you said, yeah, that's what I want him to do too. You know what? Because I want him to get his ass knocked out. You literally said that.
Well, I don't remember saying that. I think you said that.
I'm about to switch over to my phone.
I don't know. I see what you're trying to do, Dub. You're trying to have it brother against brother. I'm not gonna let you do that.
It ain't got nothing against brother. It got everything to do with what you said. Free, and I'm glad Free dropped off because it ain't. Well, he back now, but it ain't you versus Free. It's you versus what you said.
Dub, I just want to see Canelo have a fight with get Benavidez out of there, man. That's it.
But you don't want to see an even fair fight.
I want him to actually bring something to the table. If he brings to the table, he a 3-division champion. That's pretty special.
Amazing, y'all. All right. You got it, BBO. Hey, shout out to my brother Sombrero, man. I love my brother Sombrero.
Hey, our last thing of the night, man. I want to ask you, man, what do you guys think about Devin's list?
Who was on it?
He put Stormin Norman, Keyshawn the Businessman Davis. He had Boots Ennis from Delaware.
It wasn't Devin's list. It was Bill Haney's list. Let's be clear about this.
Oh, it was Bill's
Bill
list. I thought it
Haney's
was
list?
Devin's list. My mistake.
But,
Well, if it's something to do with Bill, we ain't even gotta talk about. I thought Devin did
Yeah,
that.
man. Come on.
Yeah, I thought. Excuse me. I thought.
Bill was the one who put the list out.
I ain't gonna lie to
I'm
you,
not
Dub.
mad.
I don't cover that. I don't want to cover that BS that Bill does, man. He's a clown. I thought Devin made that list. I didn't know he made that.
Well, let me
I'm not mad at the
rephrase. Maybe Devin made it. Bill was the one who posted it. Let me put it that way. Because I ain't seen Devin post none of that. But I want to talk about the list because
I mean, has Devin come out to refute the list?
Devin ain't
But
going.
Devin never says anything.
Yeah, that's what you want to do. That man don't.
Well, shit, I don't think Devin gonna let people lie on his name like that, respectfully.
Yeah, I ain't got no problem with it.
Okay.
I just want to go down the list real
I'm not
quick.
mad at the list.
And don't he pay his father to represent him in this fashion? Does he not?
That's why I say it's Bill.
We'll go down the list. How you got it with him versus Stormin Norman?
I actually like the list if he could get him. If he could get all those guys, that would put Devin as a Hall of Famer.
Let's go 1 through. I want to go 1 through 10 on the list, though. I want to go through 1 through 10.
Yeah, I think he's schooled. I think he's schooled Norman.
So no. The first fight they got on the list, Teofimo Lopez.
School him.
Second fight.
I think he'll lose that fight.
Okay, you think he lose? Crash, D Free, what y'all got on that fight? Win or loss?
Talk about Devin?
Versus Teo.
Oh, you talking about this cloud chase hit this? I would love for Devin to put his head on the stick. So anybody that's going against Teo, I'm going for them to whoop his behind. So you already know how I feel about that. I got a bounty on his head, and
Don't say that.
Hey, don't say that.
oh, come on, man, it's not a cuss word.
Hey, I don't want Teo to see you in the street and put his hands on you. That's all, man.
I wish Teo would try to put his hands on me, BBO. He won't box.
Respect.
He can box. I can street fight. I'm telling you, I whooped they behind. They got me in the ring. I got them in the street. I guarantee you, 90-second assassin. Old school.
Crazy legs.
Old school.
Crazy
Beating dudes up. They better stay in the ring. I ain't gonna jump in their lane. They better not jump in mine. But if I catch Teo on the street, I'm putting his head on the stick.
Okay, hold on, now, hold on.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
BP,
Go ahead. Free.
hey, Free, you got anything on that fight? Devin versus Tio. Who you got?
I think it's more of a 50-50 fight now. At one time, I thought Devin won that fight easy, but now after what I see what Devin looks like in his last fight, I say it's more of a 50-50 fight at this point.
You got to pick somebody.
I did both. I think it's gonna be a double knockout.
Okay. All right.
You think Devin
That ain't no
Haney gonna
pick,
knock
man.
somebody
So you
out?
got
Let's
Tio
do it
then.
again.
Okay.
Yeah,
Let's
that's really
move
what you're
forward.
saying.
All
So we
right,
got 3 for Tio on them.
number 2 is Shakur Stevenson. Devin versus Shakur. Who y'all got?
I
got
got
Shakur.
Devin Haney.
You got Shakur?
Yeah, I got Shakur.
I gotta pick one. I'm taking Dev over Shakur. I always thought he would be Shakur.
I think Shakur might beat Devin. I think Shakur might beat Devin.
Yeah, I do too.
I mean, Shakur said it out his own mouth. They ain't gonna never fight at 47, and his hands are so damn brittle. I don't think Shakur believe he could beat Devin. Respectfully, he
Shakur
certainly
said,
didn't take that damn
hey,
fight when the contract was on the table. I know that.
bro, Shakur said I go fight Conor Ben at 54 before I fight Devin at 45.
So
That's what
hey,
he said.
I'm just saying, Dub. I'm just saying.
All right, number three. Devontae Tank Davis is number 3 on the list. Who y'all got in that fight? I don't believe that fight ever happened, but who y'all got?
Devin. I mean, I got Tank.
I'm passing on that. Y'all already know my answer, man.
Man, I got Devin Haney.
Okay. BBO?
Who you say? Who'd you say?
Take next, Lil Red.
I got Tank. I got Tank.
All right. Number
Dev gonna hit
4.
him with a jab in his eye, and he gonna go to his
15-1.
corner to wipe his face.
Number 4. Hold on. Number 4, Jerron Boots Ennis. That's number 4 on the list.
Man,
Who y'all got in
Come
that
on,
fight?
man. Come on, man. Let's move on.
Jerome
I'm
Boots
just
in his
reading the.
body
Hold
bag.
on. I told you I'm reading the list, man. What you want me to do? Shit,
I want you to
Jerome Boots
skip
in his
around
body
nonsense.
bag.
That's what I want you to do.
He gotta go through the whole list, bro. He can't skip around the marquee. Damn, you gotta go.
Jerome Boots in his body bag.
Yes,
Okay.
and it's by body bag to the
Okay.
second power.
Marky, who you got?
By head splitting. Duran
Who?
Ennis by scalping.
All right. BBO, who you got?
I got the American Dream.
All right. Number 5. Number 5. Hold on, Marky, you out of order. We're trying to get to the list, brother. Number 5, Brian Norman Jr. Y'all got Devin or Brian?
Brian by body bag.
Dictator, I can laugh.
I got Brian Norman Jr. Beating the H out of his last name.
All right.
He beat him up.
Marky?
Devin the Dream Haney.
Okay. BBO?
I got Norman.
All right. Number 6, Mario Barrios. Devin or Mario Barrios? Free.
I got Devin.
Crush?
Devin.
Marky?
I got Haney.
BBO?
Devin.
Keyshawn Davis, number 7, versus Devin Haney. Who y'all got?
I got Keyshawn by knockout.
Crush.
I got Keyshawn by technical stoppage.
Marky.
I got Keyshawn as well by UD probably.
BBO.
I got Devin by split.
You a contrarian. That's all you is, bro. You're just a contrarian.
He said by split, so I take his word on that. I think he's being honest. He said by split.
Yeah, because I think he's gonna run from Keyshawn. He's not gonna engage with Keyshawn.
No, I say that based on the boots pick, but anyway.
Right. What's the
Are
next
we
one,
done?
BBO?
Number eight, Rolly Romero. Rolly Romero versus Devin the Dream Haney. Who y'all got?
I don't know about that now.
I got Rolly by knockout.
I got Rolly by knockout, man. I hate to say it.
I got Rolly by knockout too, man.
I
He'll
never
knock
thought
that dude out.
I would ever be saying that, short yellow bus guy, he's the passenger and the driver, would beat Devin Haney, but hey, we got a new world order and all type of stuff going on. Diddy beating on people and not gangsters, anything possible. I got Rolly.
Hey, man,
I think Devin is going to overlook Rolly and not take him seriously. He's going to get knocked out.
You better not overlook Rolly. Rolly got that special strength, man. He got that the kid that wear the football helmet with
I
water tank.
I give Rolly a lot of credit, but I got Haney. I mean, all Rolly did was beat Ryan Garcia without drugs. Respectfully, that's all he did.
I ain't mad at it. So number 9, Connor Ben. Connor Ben versus Devin the Dream Haney. Who y'all got? Chris.
I got Connor Ben by TKO stoppage.
Connor Ben by stoppage. TKO.
Marky.
I got Devin Haney.
BBO.
I got a Rolly.
You got Rolly.
We on Connor Ben, man.
Oh, man, Devin to beat the life out of Connor Ben. So.
All right, last fighter, number 10, according to Bill Haney, Ryan Garcia. Devin or Ryan Garcia? Ryan not on drugs.
Man, I got Devin against Ryan without drugs. Go ahead.
I got Devin by unanimous decision over Ryan.
I got Devin by majority decision over Ryan.
BBO.
I think the same thing. Devin by majority decision.
And that's the list that Bill Haney put out yesterday. So, shout out to Bill.
You know what? I'll say that if he get to at least 80% of that list, I'm gonna give Devin his credit. If he can just do 80% of that list.
It's 3 things wrong with that list, though.
But the tank part?
I said 3, not 1.
Oh, okay.
Okay, Devin is.
I'm not mad at the list. That's a good list.
No, it's a good list. It's a good list. D3, but 3 things are not logical on there. Devin is at 147. He got 3 135 pounders, and we know one of them is not moving up. And nah. I get it if they was in the same weight, but come on, man. He's not going to be fighting none of those 3 135 pounders. Him and Shakur, we already know they're not going to fight. Yeah. I don't think they're ever going to fight. Him and Tank, they're not going to fight. So,
but Shakur said he would fight Conor Ben at 160.
No, 154. He said 154. He said 154.
I don't care where Shakur say he'll fight Conor Ben. He get beat up.
Conor Ben sucks.
That's one dude that just contradicts himself.
I think all of those fights can be made outside of Tank Davis. I think Tank Davis is the only fight that can't be made. I think the rest of them, they can be made. Now, will they be made? Probably not. Maybe a couple of them, but not all of them.
You know what? I'm gonna be honest with you because I did talk to my brother Drew Titan about this earlier. I think Devin wins 3 out of the 10. But if I was Devin, I would stay away from Brian Norman to the end. I wouldn't fight Keyshawn until I had to. And I would I don't think Boots is gonna make it out that Tio fight, so I would fight Tio. That's what I would do if it was me.
Y'all talking about a Tio day no bigger than 140, going up to 147 and beating the Boots Ennis. What type of dope are you smoking?
Because he's like Hector Camacho. He kind of rises to the occasion, Chris. That's the only thing I'm thinking.
But to what occasion? To get beat up by Boots Ennis? Want to get hurt?
I thought he was gonna get hurt versus Josh Taylor, but I'm
not talking about Josh Taylor. They not the same, bro. We're not gonna do that. Josh Taylor and Boots Ennis are not the same.
So
you think Boots is better than former undisputed champion?
Easily, he's easily better. Chris, I want to ask you this because I see 2 things happening in that fight that could possibly go against Boots. I think he's the better puncher. He's more accurate. I think that the footwork is equal. I think he has just as fast hands. I think he has more power than Tio. This is my thing right here. Tio, and we done talked about this a lot on this channel. And anytime we talk about Tio, the man is a counterpuncher by nature, right? We watched Boots struggle to cut the ring off against somebody like Karen. Do you think that would play any piece into that fight?
No, because Karen and Tio are not the same. Okay, hold up real quick, DP. I'm gonna let you kill it. And Tio footwork ain't nothing like Karen's. Nothing. I think y'all giving this dude a little too much credit. He's good, but he's nah.
I say no. It it doesn't possess a problem for Jerron Boots Ennis because of the arm reach. Jerron Boots Ennis can come forward and still not get in range for Tio and land his shot. He has a 6-inch arm reach advantage. He could stand literally right in front of Tio and be first the entire time, and Tio can't counter him because of the arm reach distance. So Tio will have to get on the inside to be able to have success with Jerron Ennis. And on the inside, Jerron Ennis, I think he beats him up on the inside. So no, I don't think.
But what happens when you come to Tio though, Free? That's the thing. You know, whenever you come to Tio, he beat people up when they come to him.
What I'm saying is he can come at Tio and still be out of range. He can come at Tio and be out of range because he has a 6-inch arm reach. I'm sorry. Yeah, he has a 6-inch arm reach advantage. Tio got a 68-inch arm reach. Jerron Ennis has a 74-inch arm reach. He has a 6-inch arm reach distance. So he can come at Tio and be out of range. There's a big difference in 6 inches. There's a big difference.
Tio is not outboxing no damn Boots Ennis. I don't know what y'all think with that. And the only chance he got of beating Boots Ennis is hurting him. He ain't got no power. What are you talking about? He gonna go up to 147 and pull off a one against Boots Ennis? Man, y'all tripping, and y'all know better. So let me remind y'all real quick. This dude don't have no. He's gonna have to stop him. He can't outbox him. I don't care how pretty y'all trying to make it. He's not outboxing no Boots Ennis.
Hold on, real quick, Chris. Let me ask you this: you don't think that him being able not having to cut those extra 7 pounds may make him stronger in the ring?
No.
Okay.
It didn't make him stronger when he moved up to 40.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. Yeah.
He got weaker when he moved up to 40.
Yep.
Not only did
I'll say this though, Tio's about 5'6". He's not a big guy.
He's not a big dude, man. He's a little guy. Tio's little.
How tall is Boots?
Huh? Boots is
5'11". Like 5'10", 5'11".
He's 5'11". I've seen Boots multiple times. Man, he would stomp on him. That's like an elephant foot on a damn ant. Bro.
Not only did he
but you put a thing, hey Dub, you remember how like we seen remember how little B Norman Sr. was and Junior is? Boots is little like that. So I don't know.
Hey, I will say it's funny because when I seen Junior in person, I was like, damn, Junior's small as hell.
Yeah, he's little. He's little.
Boots won't get credit for beating up Tio.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, Jerron Ennis, he's not no overly sized guy, but for that weight class, he's the average size for a guy for that weight class. Like,
I think you're a little rangy. I think you're a little rangier than a lot of those guys are.
No, he's definitely more rangier than most guys because he has the arm reach of a guy that's like 6'6". He has the arm reach of a guy that's like that, but like he got the same arm reach as David Benavidez. That's the same arm reach that Jerron Ennis has. He has the same arm reach as a Bud
David Benavidez ain't got no 64-inch arm. I mean 74.
No, 74.
David Benavidez got like a 78-inch arm reach.
No, he doesn't. He has a 74-inch arm reach. He has a 74-inch arm reach.
Is it 74?
Yeah, 74.
I just looked it up.
Yeah, I just looked that up. Yeah, it's 74.
Bro, that's crazy work.
Well, you gotta remember, Dub, you a basketball player. These ain't basketball player builds. These is little bitty dudes.
Yeah.
But David was a fat guy.
The reason I know this is because I looked it up. We was talking about Samuel Peter earlier, and I was saying Samuel Peter has a long arm reach for his height. He's 6'2" with a 77-inch arm reach. And I was like, and I looked up David Benavidez. He has a longer arm reach than David Benavidez. David Benavidez got a 74. Actually, to be honest with you, David Benavidez has a 73.5-inch arm reach.
Bro,
and Sammy Peters had a 77-inch arm reach.
You know what's so crazy? I'm 6'5", bro. I got an 84-inch arm reach, bro.
God damn, Dub. 84.
You got the same arm reach. You got the same arm reach as Deontay Wilder.
Deontay Wilder,
yeah.
Wow.
85-inch arm reach.
I just said it just don't like. I don't know, man. When you say anyway, I
they
think
just
they're
bitty, man. And there's no shot to them. They just really little bitty guys. So it just, I mean, 5'10", that's like the height of like a woman or something, you know. So that's respectfully, yeah, that's just like that's not like a super tall person. I think my little cousin, I think she like 5'10". I mean,
No, but I'm
You
just
said
looking at, like I say,
5'10"?
it's the
That's not
arm
the
reach
average
that he
size of
has.
a woman.
It's the arm reach that he has. Um, it's not arm reach that you used to seeing at that weight class. That's the reason why people talked about Bud so much, because Bud
and
has the
Floyd, yeah.
same arm reach.
So
They have the
lengthy,
same arm
yeah,
reach.
very lengthy, yeah.
Well, let me ask y'all
74-inch
this:
arm reach.
but y'all making it seem like he Paul Williams or something, like he got this super long arms, like
Paul
It's a
Williams.
He
74
does for
arm
that
reach,
weight
Shout
class.
out to
BB.
Paul Williams. Paul Williams can fight. I love Paul Williams. That's one of my favorite
It's a
fighters.
74 arm reach going
No,
against a Tio, man. 74 is nice, man.
no, 74-inch arm reach is huge for guys at 47, because
Yeah.
most of those guys are somewhere around 68, 69, 70, 71. That's most of those guys' arm reach.
But
Like,
even Canelo Alvarez that's fighting at 68 right now, that nigga got a 68. I mean, excuse me, 68. He got a 68-inch arm reach. He got the same
yeah,
arm reach that Tio got.
he
yeah.
got the same arm reach that Tank Davis has. Tank
Yep.
Davis has a 68-inch arm reach.
I think he got 67, respectfully.
I mean, according to box record, 68, but whatever, it doesn't matter. I ain't
Hey,
care
bro,
about no inch.
I might be out of order. Hey, I'm out of order. I'm out of order.
I mean, I don't care. It's an inch. I don't care. Inch here, inch there. It don't matter. But my whole thing is, when
6
you, when
inches
you,
is tall.
No did it. I said no did it. I say no did it. No did it.
Security.
I knew you was
Security.
worried about some inches. I knew you was worried about some inches.
I want order.
But when you fight,
You out of order.
when you fight at a weight class, when you're dealing with a guy with an arm reach like that, that's a huge difference, because that's the difference of you being able to get inside without taking punishment and you having to stay on the outside.
No did it. I said no did it. I say no did it. No did it.
I don't know how we got all of that. I don't know. I don't even know how we got that.
Well, my bad, Free. We ain't played in a while. I just thought we'd play it.
Hey, it don't bother me at all, because I ain't thinking like that.
Hey, real quick, I want to ask this. I was listening. They were talking about if Boots can't, if he don't have the opportunity to get the fight with Tio, then he has no problem moving up and possibly fighting Virgil. What y'all think about that Boots versus Virgil fight?
Virgil stops
I
this
like it.
nigga.
I like it. I think Jerron Ennis will stop Virgil, but I like it.
I love that fight.
That's a fight that
I got 100 on Virgil, man. I just say that.
That's a fight that I want to see. That's a fight that they need to make. Whoever they need to make that fight. Been wanting to see that fight for a few years now. People got Virgil winning. Nothing wrong with that. People got Boots winning. I'm going with my man Boots. I think it'll be a good fight. Until it ain't no fight.
Until it ain't. It's a good fight.
I got a quick question for you. For you, Crush, because I know you're in Philly, and I've been getting close to people in Philly. Do all y'all stay on the same code? Because I swear, everybody I talk to in Philly, they got Boots as the guy out there. Is that what it is now? Is Boots y'all's champion right now?
Yeah. Right now we don't have anybody else right now.
Oh, okay.
Cool. Y'all got cool boy. Cool boy.
Wait. Let me finish.
My bad.
Respectful. You out of order.
I'm out of order.
You are.
Scooter is an honorable mention. You know what I mean?
Oh no! Don't say that.
Hear me out, man. Hear me out. He's an honorable mention because Philly always been a place, even if they had multiple good fighters, it always was based off of one fighter. It's always been like that. You gotta have one guy to lead, and everybody else is honorable mentions. And Scooter is he's loved and respected. But here in Philly, Boots' name is bigger than Scooter's. So they don't have the same popularity. sounds crazy because you think they would have the same popularity, but more people know Boots Ennis in Philadelphia than they know Scooter. So yeah, and right now Boots is that guy. It's not saying that Scooter is not anything, but if you're gonna bet your money on these two guys, who's gonna have the better career? Who's gonna have the longevity out of these two guys right now? It would be
and
Boots.
that was before Scooter lost. They was always like that even before Scooter lost.
I just gotta say, this is disrespect, and I say it respectfully. I say this respectfully. And I don't know the Philly culture. Hey, shout out to Philly because anybody I done dealt with from Philly, hey, I always show love. So shout out to y'all. You know what I'm saying? Never mind. I ain't gonna get into all that. But my whole thing is outside of Scooter lost to possibly a generational fighter. Depending on what happens with the rest of Inouye's career, the man lost to a generational fighter. Outside of that, has been nothing but spectacular. And this man ain't getting the love and respect. He paved the way for Boots.
But he never got it though, Dub. He never got it. They always have been.
Man, I remember before the Inoue fight, Scooter was on my pound for pound list, right? And at that time, I believe two division world champion had them. I mean, he had fought everybody, clean divisions out. This man clean divisions out. That's what Scooter was doing.
Hey, Philly don't care. They say Boots is their champion, man. I'm just telling you.
Man, that's crazy work, man. And I'm not saying Boots shouldn't have the notoriety or recognition. I'm saying that shit, Boots riding on Scooter coattails. Respectfully, I say that respectfully. I ain't saying
how's he riding on
say that
coattail? How's he riding on Scooter's coattail?
Because Scooter was doing it before Boots was.
But he's not riding on his coattail. Boots is doing his own.
Hold on. When I say riding on this coattail, I'm not saying that disrespectful. I'm saying, like I said before, the same way other great fighters paved the way. Scooter paved a lot of this for Boots. He paved this. When nobody wasn't doing shit in Philly, Scooter was.
Okay, and everybody in Philly don't know Scooter.
Yeah, all right.
You know what it is though, Dub? Mosey is really, really popular too.
No, what it is a lot of people don't pay attention to the smaller weight class.
That's what it is. So and that's what I was about to say. So most people in the city are watching boxing, and watching boxing for the most popular weight classes. Whereas where Scooter's fighting at, it's not one of the most popular weight classes.
Now we done watch this man move up, become champion after champion after champion, beat, defend titles, beat guys. I mean, that means everything in the sport. That means everything in the sport. That means everything.
He had a Hall of Fame run.
Absolutely, he's a Hall of Famer, a first ballot Hall of Famer.
He had a Hall of Fame run.
Listen to me real quick, bro. I'm gonna take a quote from the late Biggie Smalls. Hey, man, it's not a guarantee that everybody's gonna love you. It always been like that. This ain't nothing for you. This just ain't in Philly.
That is true.
It's like that. If we looking at boxing, this fighters right now, they're actually gooder than some of these guys that's more popular. So that's the thing, man. It's not like that they shunning on Scooter, but everybody don't know Scooter, bro. That's what it is. So it's
I was just talking about this earlier with Ohio runs boxing. When it comes to those smaller weight classes, you got to remember the vast majority only pays attention from 35 and up. They don't really pay attention to those smaller weight classes. It's 35 and up because those are the glamour divisions. So anything below 35, most people don't know a lot of those fighters unless they are real popular. If they're not real popular, they don't know those fighters.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But what time you coming on tonight, Duck?
Tonight, man, we got the conspiracy show tonight, so we'll be on at 11:30 as always. Man, YouTube, never mind. I'm gonna be in order.
Oh man,
but YouTube they took our show down last night. They took the show down from last night. So
they took it down, the whole thing.
Yeah.
You weren't even talking about nothing.
Well, they said we what they said, promoted hate or some shit. I don't know, man.
That's crazy, man. You don't even be talking about nothing. That's wild.
Well, we talk about all good things. You know what I'm saying? You see how he try to slight you. You see how he try to slight you. But no, and my thing is, man, we were talking about the younger fighters last night. That's it. But
no, that's what I'm saying. Because before I fell asleep, I remember you talking about all the young guys.
And so, but they said we were promoting hate speech. So
I'm gonna tell you this, man. Shout out to my man Claymore for bringing this up, and shout out to my man Dub for bringing this up too. But I'm gonna try to do a better job of covering the younger fighters, because I do think what Dub had a great point last night, and Clay said the same thing. We as content creators got to force it out there. We got to force the young fighters, because I mean, it kind of get old calling around asking about the same guys, man. Oh, one dude had me laughing. I talk to all the time. Showtime. Man, you always want to know something about Tank, man, or Devin, man. Like, anybody else you want to talk about?
I mean, all they got to do is just go on YouTube and type in Tank, Devin, Shakur, Tio, Bud, Canelo. All you got to do is type them in. You'll find out about them. You ain't got to talk about them.
But the thing that people didn't know, they made Emiliano the WBC World Junior welterweight champion.
Congratulations to him.
So he got a belt now. He got the NSF WBC belt. So.
Man he ain't got no belt. He ain't got no belt.
You want to count that belt?
He ain't got no belt. He ain't got no belt. Stop lying to the people. Stop lying. Sombrero.
He want to all of a sudden count that belt, but when Davis having the WBA belt, I don't count those Mickey Mouse belts. But you want to count a WWEF WCW belt.
That ain't even a Mickey Mouse belt. That's a Jerry the Mouse from Tom and Jerry belt.
But I'll say this though.
BBO said that man had the STN belt, and he was crowned by BBO. BBO was the one who crowned him. That's it.
Hey, I'll tell you this though. The funny thing about it is, so he did all that, and his next fight is going to be for the eliminator for the WBA regular championship. So pretty soon, him and Abdullah Mason both are going to be going for title shots. They just announced that Abdullah is number 10.
I'm just letting you know, he's going to get knocked out cold messing with Antoine. Go ahead.
Yeah. Say it again.
Some of the WBA.
That's where Antoine has his belt at, the WBA. Go ahead and step up to Antoine. He's gonna get.
Is he the super champion?
Antoine is the WBA champion. Go ahead and step up to Antoine. He's gonna get knocked out cold.
like a cold can of Coke 45.
I want to see the fight. I want to see it.
I want to see a fight.
I want to see it too. I want to see it too. Maybe that's something a matchup we'll keep putting out in the atmosphere.
Because the Emiliano's dad, Fernando, wants him to fight Andy Cruz next, but Andy Cruz said no.
Hold on.
But Emiliano is not at 35 anymore. He's at 40.
No, that's what I'm saying. They were trying to have him go back to 35 and fight there, and they said no.
Tell him to go back and fight Abdullah, since he asked for Abdullah at the 135. Tell him to go back and fight.
I don't know. The thing that's so crazy is why won't Abdullah fight Andy Cruz next? That'd be a good fight.
If Andy Cruz wants that smoke, Abdullah gonna give it to him.
Why didn't Kid Austin just sign the contract to make the fight with Abdullah Mason? That's the real question.
He got a contract right now on his desk to fight Tevin Campbell. I mean, sorry, why I keep saying Tevin? I mean Tevin Farmer. Why I say Tevin Campbell?
Well, hold on, wait a minute. Hold on, wait a minute. I understand he got that on his desk right now. Why he didn't sign the contract to fight? Why would you outprice yourself fighting against Abdullah Mason?
He asked for $3 million, Duck.
He outpriced himself.
Yo, this man said he was going to take the contract to fight Abdullah Mason, but Golden Boy gave him a 5-year, $5 million contract. He said, which one would you take? Nigga, you got 5 years to make $5 million. You could have got one fight for $1 million. Who signs a contract for 5 years? That means they can give you as many fights as they want, and all you getting at the max is $5 million.
I love my man Kid Austin's father, but man, when we have him on next time, I gotta ask him some tougher questions because, like, I heard him on some other program. He said
Well, your mic got
outrageous
order.
stuff.
Okay.
He was saying some outrageous stuff. So I don't know. Shout out to the Kid Austin family. They're good people, but I mean, his dad was saying some outrageous stuff, man. I don't want to call the man. I don't want to say he's not telling the truth, but it sounded a little far fetched. Some of the stuff he was saying.
I don't know. I just want to know what was your mindset to take 5 years, $5 million contract over a one fight, $1 million deal. I'd rather take the one fight, 1 million. To take 5 years for 5 million,
Yeah,
it's not
turn
a
your radio down
guarantee.
a little bit, free.
Yeah, it's not a guarantee that you only going to fight 5 fights. You could fight 10 fights. So that means you got uh two. I mean, you got what 500,000 for each fight, or you can fight 15 fights in those 5 years.
Well,
That
we're gonna get ready for the Dub Right Side show, so we can clip this up and have some material. But all I know is this: when you ask for $3 million to fight Abdullah Mason, that don't sound like a serious offer to me. That just don't sound like a serious offer to me. But what do I know? I'm just BVO brother from Cleveland, and shout out to Ari Spears, man. He said some funny stuff about Cleveland, man. But we love you, Ari, man. Come on back, man. We love you, man. On that note, we out of here, y'all. Check out my man Dub. Right, what time you come on, Varnell?
11:30.
11:30.
11:30. Check out my man Varnell Hill, man. He gonna sing the song because he do it for the children, man.
Wow, man.
Hey, don't fall asleep, BB. Don't fall asleep.
All right, I got you, man. Peace.
Peace out, y'all.
On behalf of BVO Boxing TV, we would like to thank our sponsor, Raycon. Don't forget to grab your Raycon everyday earbuds, the perfect bass model for premium sound, with active noise cancellation to block out distractions and transparency mode to keep you aware of your surroundings. They're ideal for your everyday needs. Just visit rayconglobal.com. That's rayconglobal.com and elevate your listening experience.